Take name properly. This poor kid from Korea was never supposed to make it. Then Son happened. Is not just a football story, but a human story that begins far away from Premier League stadiums and global spotlight in South Korea, where a quiet, disciplined boy named Son Heung-min grew up in an environment where football was not treated as a hobby or a shortcut to fame, but as a craft that demanded obsession, sacrifice, and pain, guided by a father who believed that talent meant nothing without fundamentals, and who forced his son to master balance, control, coordination, weak foot technique, and mental resilience long before he was allowed to dream about goals or trophies, creating a childhood that was harsh, lonely, and brutally demanding, but one that built an unbreakable foundation as Son trained for hours every day, repeating the same movements until muscle memory replaced instinct, and mistakes were punished not with anger, but with repetition and silence. While money was scarce, recognition non-existent, and the idea of becoming a world-famous footballer felt impossibly distant, yet even at that stage, Son was learning the most important lesson of all, that improvement is earned daily, and comfort is the enemy of greatness. And when the opportunity finally came to leave home and travel to Europe as a teenager, it was not a glamorous transition, but a terrifying leap into the unknown, as Son arrived in Germany, barely speaking the language, isolated from family, surrounded by older players, stronger, faster, and more physically developed than him, facing cultural shock, homesickness, and skepticism simply because of where he came from and what he looked like. Yet instead of shrinking, Son absorbed everything, learning German, studying the game, embracing discipline and professionalism, and slowly forcing coaches to notice, not through arrogance or flair, but through work ethic, movement intelligence, and finishing ability that felt unnatural for someone so young. And as he broke into Hamburg's first team, it became clear that this was not a novelty story or marketing experiment, but a player with genuine elite instincts, timing runs with precision, striking the ball cleanly with both feet, and showing fearlessness against defenders who underestimated him. And when his move to Bayer Leverkusen arrived, it marked the phase where potential turned into proof, as Son became one of the Bundesliga's most dangerous attackers, scoring against top teams, performing in Europe, and building a reputation for devastating counterattacks, intelligent positioning, and ruthless finishing, while remaining humble, almost shy off the pitch, which only added to the contrast of how lethal he was once the game began. And yet, even then, doubts followed him, because football has always struggled to see Asian players beyond stereotypes, and when Tottenham Hotspur made the decision to sign him, many questioned the fee, the fit, and whether Son could survive the pace, physicality, and intensity of the Premier League. But what followed was a transformation that rewrote perception, as Son did not merely adapt to English football, he evolved, becoming faster, stronger, tactically sharper, and mentally tougher season after season, turning into one of the most reliable attackers in the league, as his partnership with Harry Kane developed into one of the most productive duos Premier League history has ever seen, built not on showmanship, but understanding, timing, sacrifice, and mutual trust, where Son's movement created space, Kane's passing unlocked defenses, and goals flowed naturally against any opponent in any stadium. And while others relied on penalties or system advantages, Son distinguished himself as one of the most clinical finishers in world football, scoring with both feet from open play, in high-pressure moments, on counters against deep blocks, and in tight matches where margins were razor-thin, earning a reputation among defenders as a nightmare to track, and among fans as a player who delivered when it mattered most. And as seasons passed, records began to fall, as Son became the highest-scoring Asian footballer in Premier League history, then the first Asian footballer to win the Premier League Golden Boot, doing so without scoring a single penalty, an achievement that highlighted not just talent, but efficiency, movement, and intelligence, while his iconic solo goals, including unforgettable runs from his own half, showcased athleticism, control, and composure that placed him among the league's most memorable goal scorers. And now, in the present era, Son Heung-min stands as the captain of Tottenham Hotspur, carrying responsibility beyond goals as the face of a club navigating transition, new managers, tactical rebuilds, and evolving identity, while still maintaining elite output, as his current form reflects not a player declining, but a player adapting, contributing goals, assists, leadership, pressing, and tactical discipline, whether playing as a wide forward, central attacker, or fluid hybrid role, showing football IQ that has matured with experience. And even as the Premier League grows younger, faster, and more data-driven, Son continues to rank among the most efficient attackers in terms of goal involvement, chance conversion, and off-ball movement, while maintaining elite fitness levels, professionalism, and availability that managers trust implicitly. And beyond club football, his influence expands globally as he carries the weight of an entire nation every time he wears the South Korea shirt, delivering iconic moments in World Cups, continental tournaments, and international qualifiers, while balancing military service pressure, national expectations, and global media attention without losing humility or focus. And what makes Son unique is not just what he has achieved, but how he has achieved it, as he remains one of the most respected players in the sport, known for fair play, emotional intelligence, and gratitude, often bowing to fans, acknowledging teammates, and showing that leadership can be quiet, consistent, and earned rather than demanded. And as commercial success, global recognition, and brand power grow, Son never abandons his roots, continuing to inspire millions of young players across Asia who now believe that the Premier League is not a distant dream, but a reachable destination. And as debates about legacy intensify, Son Heung-min's place among Premier League greats becomes undeniable, not because of trophies alone, but because of longevity, consistency, peak performance, adaptability, and cultural impact, as he redefined what an Asian footballer could be at the highest level, breaking barriers, opening doors, and reshaping narratives, while writing his name across record books, appearances, goals, assists, iconic moments, and unforgettable memories. And when football history looks back, it will not see Son as a lucky exception or a temporary phenomenon, but as a pioneer, a leader, and a legend whose journey from a poor, disciplined Korean childhood to captain of a Premier League giant represents everything that makes football powerful, unpredictable, and universal, proving that greatness does not require privilege, but persistence, and that sometimes the players who were never supposed to make it end up changing the game forever. And that is why this story is not just about Son Heung-min, but about belief, sacrifice, and the moment when doubt finally disappeared and the world realized that Son had happened.